So you're looking to make a move to Long Island, New York, and you're like this close to pulling the trigger, but there are certainly a lot of things that you don't know yet. In this video, we're going to give you 10 things that we believe you must know if you're going to be living here on Long Island, whether it's Nassau County, Suffolk County, regardless, things that everyone that lives here must know that we've gathered over the years and wouldn't know what we'd be doing if we didn't know this. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. We are moving to Long Island, the #1 relocation team here in Long Island. And we love getting the calls, texts, and emails you guys send us regarding your home searches and how you're looking to get here. And we're happy to get those texts, calls, and emails. All of our information is in the description below in every single video. We look forward to hearing from you guys, whether you're 3 days out, 3 weeks out, or 3 months out. We're happy to get on a call with you guys and see how we can help so you have all your resources in place. Getting started right away with number 10, and this is going to be traffic. So when Long Island was founded, it was meant to not have so many people living on it. So therefore, over the years, it's gotten very congested, a little bit more dense in certain areas and certain populations. So we take a look at our big three here. We talk about these all the time, our major parkways and expressways being your Northern State Parkway, your Long Island Expressway, and of course, your Southern State Parkway. These are our big three, east and westbound highways and parkways and expressways. And oftentimes there's absolutely rush hour, and I'm going to give you the times right now. Especially on weekdays, you're seeing a lot of westbound commuters, people that need to get to Manhattan, which is west of Long Island, people that have to get there for work, people that have to get there for a job, for play. That's going to be taking place generally from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. 3 whole hours of massive gridlock rush hour traffic. So it's something you're going to want to plan in advance for if you have to be at work at certain times, or if you're going to be just using the city for anything during the weekdays. And we do have to keep in mind that the opposite does happen at the end of the day. Your rush hour of people headed eastbound takes place from anywhere at 4 p.m. to about 8 p.m. There's a good 4-hour window at the end of the day there. And we have a thing on Long Island called Casual Friday, so a lot of people get off a little bit earlier, and that rush hour actually does start a bit earlier. It starts around 2:30 p.m. and will last that whole lap around until 8. So something to keep in mind if you're going to be living out here, commuting, and getting work done.
I was going to say, you can throw in a rush hour joke. Why the hell is it called rush hour? No one's rushing. Everything's damn slow.
Of course, you do see some of that overflow traffic on your other main parkways, like your Meadowbrook Parkway, your 135 Seaford Oyster Bay, and your Side Coast, which all head north and south. So some of the overflow of people that need to switch directions do have the traffic as well. So something to keep in mind at your rush hour times is very important.
Number 9, HOAs. So HOAs consist of condos and co-ops, and they're much different than homes. Reason being, with co-ops and condos, specifically for co-ops, with a co-op, you're not owning the actual real estate, you're owning shares of a corporation, of a group of shareholders that would make a decision on your behalf. Usually for a co-op, minimum is 20% down. Besides from that, there is a board interview and application fees that are most of the time non-refundable. So if you are going to buy a co-op, just know that you need to have 2 years of income, a great work history, great credit, and great money in reserves. As opposed to the condo side, where the minimum down payment is about 5% down, and with the condos, you're owning the actual real estate, right? So with that being said, if you're owning the actual real estate, you can rent that out right away. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility. And the major difference between both of these is with the co-op, they don't increase in value as much as a condo, where some of the people coming from out of state may not want to buy a home because they may be a little bit too out of their price range. But with the condo, you would get the best of both worlds. So a lot of you guys are scrolling on Zillow, and Zillow is sort of like a robot where it doesn't know the difference between a co-op and a condo. So a lot of times clients come to us and they see this $200,000 co-op, but it says condo on there. Don't be fooled. This is definitely a co-op. And when we do filter our search for you, we'll actually be able to filter out those condos from those co-ops. And with the co-op and the condo situation, they're both great, but it really depends on your situation. We'll a lot of the times find with the co-op, you're downsizing. Usually it's for someone that's retiring and just wants a good place to park their money. Now, one of the other things I tell you, and the major difference between a co-op and a condo is usually with the maintenance, it includes a lot of the utilities with the co-op versus with the condo, you're only getting that heat and water. Heading into number 8, this is going to be your proximity to New York City. Now, whether you're an everyday commuter or just a weekend traveler, or you want to get there and do things for fun nights out during the week or weekend, you're going to want to know how close you are and what to expect on a transportation to Manhattan. So, I'll show you on the map here where we have Manhattan. It is an island just like Long Island. There you are. Okay, so Long Island, of course, just off to the side of that, all of this. Give you points of reference. If you're taking the Long Island Railroad in, which is most oftentimes what people will do, it's a lot quicker than actually driving in there. I'll give you little checkpoints to keep in your mind here. So when you're just off the border of Queens, headed into New Hyde Park, Elmont, Franklin Square,
Garden City, right in here. These are about 20 minutes out from Penn Station and Grand Central Station in Manhattan. Okay, I'll give you another checkpoint. We come out to Levittown, East Meadow, North Belmore. These are around 45 minutes out, okay? Go a little bit further, we head into Melville. Now you're looking at about 60 minutes out, about roughly an hour. Once you get into deep Suffolk County, and we're not even really that deep, like your Dix Hills, your Deer Park, you're talking about 90 minutes of travel on a train. So you're gonna have stop by stop, unless you can catch an express train which goes straight through, but they're few and far between. Think about 90 minutes, guys. If you're in out of the towns like way out there, Smithtown, Hauppauge, Centereach, you can figure almost 2 hours of distance between you and Manhattan. So something to always keep in mind is the time frame it will take you to transfer there, transfer out, and maybe need to make some arrangements if you get there, if you just out there, or whatever you may need to use it for. But proximity in New York City is super important to know, as of course you will be utilizing the city, and in the event that we do have emergencies like we did in 2012 and Hurricane Sandy, where we had to do evacuations in some parts of the island. So if you want to know how far you are out from Manhattan, that's a good reference point on it.
Number 7, cost of living. So moving to New York, it is one of the more expensive areas to live, especially on Long Island. Normally, as far as groceries, gas, everything has gone up no matter where you are in the world, but specifically in New York, we are one of the more expensive areas to live all across the United States, right? So a lot of the people that are buying in Long Island are at least making a combined income between $80,000 to $150,000 per year. Now, with that being said, a lot of the clients that come to us, they do decide, hey, they want to get a cosigner, and that increases their budget. And if you do get that, I think you'll be in a good spot. So to name some of the costs that you're going to have when it comes to moving to New York, the major costs you're going to see in your mortgage specifically is going to be your principal, your interest, your taxes, and insurance. Other costs would include, if you're buying a co-op and condo, your HOA fee, which normally includes maintenance and groundkeeping and snow removal, etc., and keeping up the property itself. Besides from that, if you're buying a home, you have maintenance costs, you have your utility bills, you have your phone bill, you have your cable, you have your Wi-Fi. These are just some things to keep in mind, right? So when you do go ahead and reach out to us, we'll give you that total estimate in the beginning so you know that you're not going above your budget, or maybe you're below your budget and you want to find that happy medium. I would recommend that if you are the type of person to go out on the weekends with the family, I'd recommend incorporating that into your monthly budget when you are purchasing that property. We do have great lenders that we work with that give you your estimate beforehand so you know what your monthly payment is, so that way you can afford the other luxuries that you might want, including going out to eat, going to the movies, going to your favorite Mets or Yankees games. Those people are great. Just making sure that you have an overall grasp of what you can afford. And normally what we like to see is about 50% to 60% of what you bring in is what you want to put towards your mortgage, and that way you have money towards your taxes and everything else that you might need to pay for.
Number 6, lifestyle and activities. I myself enjoy a wide variety of outings, getting activities done, doing fun stuff on the weekend. I'll tell you a little bit about what I like to do, where I find it. So if I'm looking to go out to more beachy, fun towns, party towns, you're gonna find that all along your South Shore. That's where things are a bit more loud, more chaotic, fun, and you can kind of just let yourself go. There's a lot of open bars and things to do like that. I don't drink as much as I used to, but that's where people are having the crazy times. Towns like Patchogue, Bayshore, Babylon. Okay, big times if you're gonna be going out for a whole day. People like to come out to Fire Island. Okay, these are great places to spend the day. You would go ahead and take the ferry out of Bayshore. These waters are rough, so you'll see a lot of jet skis, a lot of big boats in there, and they're flying, they're doing speed. But when you get to Ocean Beaches, Cherry Grove, Kismet, you're able to really spend the day out there. Some people like to rent a house or even Airbnb them. It's also a great investment opportunity is our Fire Island Airbnbs. Reach out to us if you're looking to start your investing career here in Long Island, as there is tons of money to be made. $50,000 summers minimum if you're going to invest in Fire Island. We can show you all the steps to get there. Aside from that, moving into Nassau, you're going to see the same things. Your party towns over here. Massapequa, Wantagh, Freeport, you have the Nautical Mile. So these are bars and restaurants right on the water. We're able to see everything going on. Boats coming in, jet skis coming in. It's super cool because you can go in there on a boat, have a meal, and get out of there, or stay and party. Some of the fun stuff they do there is you're going to be having like silent DJs, because there are residential houses by there and they don't want to get too loud, so they'll give everyone a set of headphones. That's how they keep the party going over there. But super fun times out. Rockville Center, there's a lot of bars and restaurants. Definitely a lot of diversity there with the style, food, things you can do. And that was a place where I used to go a lot when I was like 22, 23. I found that Freeport was definitely more fun. A little bit older crowd there. Not old, but older than early 20s, so fun stuff to do there. If you do like keeping things low-key, you can absolutely hit up your North Shore. Places like Huntington. You've got New York Avenue, where you've got a ton of bars, restaurants, live music, concerts, festivals. Really, really fun town. Other towns like Northport on the water here, super relaxed, low-key. You've got the Long Island Sound, just very easy, sailboats coming in, super relaxing. If we even head east of that, one of my favorite towns out here to visit, go on little date night, is Port Jefferson. You've got the ferries coming in. This is actually the Port Jeff ferry that will lead you all the way out to Connecticut. So you can actually see them even load up the cars onto the ferry here. They put about 100 on it at a time, and it takes off, comes in. And same deal with a lot of the softer boats, very softer water, a lot calmer, and just super, super relaxed. And you also have a ton of restaurants and bars in that scene if you like that sort of thing. What Long Island's most known for is its North Fork and South Fork. So this is what we're referring to when we say that. Okay, this is your South Fork and your North Fork. Your wineries, breweries, right along this strip right here. Wherever you're super relaxed, sometimes wine tours, large rental houses. You go have parties there in Southampton, East Hampton, Sagaponack, that range right there. Okay, so good stuff that you could always take a day or a weekend to spend out on the North or South Fork. It's super relaxing and definitely very enjoyable. Expensive, but you will enjoy it. So be sure to put that on your list of things to do if you're popping into town.
Number 5, if you're going to move to Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk County, you definitely need a car. And I know what you're thinking, right? This is not Manhattan, right? If we were in Manhattan, yes, you would take train, you would take the bus everywhere, you would do Ubers. Ubers are very common here at Long Island as well, but since everything is a little bit in a farther distance, you would need a car to travel from point A to point B. That includes going to the grocery store, to entertainment, even to your home. And I would tell you that the closer you get to the border of Queens and Nassau, the less you might need that car. But the further you get out into Suffolk County, the more you're going to need that car to travel from point A to point B. If you decide that you didn't want a car, or you don't at least have one with the family, you're going to have to use public transportation more often than not. So what we're seeing about as far as costs of the public transportation, if we are taking, let's say, the Long Island Railroad, you're looking at, off peak about $9 to $11. On peak, you're looking at about $5. And what we mean by that, by peak and off peak, is that when more people are traveling is when you're going to pay more for that train. If you're taking a subway, you're looking at about at least over $3 for that, or a bus, that's going to be around that same cost. So I highly suggest that you get a car, because that's going to save you a ton of money long term.
Number 4, this is going to be our healthcare facilities. There are so many different types of healthcare throughout the United States. One thing that we find to be super easy to get to, access here, is healthcare facilities, being urgent cares, just quick dock-in-a-boxes, or even some of the best hospitals that we do have that I'll walk you through right now. The number one hospital, and one of the ones that you're going to see is tied for some of the best in the country, North Shore University Hospital at Northwell Health. This is in Manhasset, Long Island, so right off of the Miracle Mile towards the Gold Coast. This is a nationally renowned hospital, great for care, great for expertise. If you're doing surgeries, cancer care, this is one of the hottest places to go to if you need that sort of thing. Another one that's right by that, it's actually number 6 in the country, is St. Francis Hospital and Heart Center in Roslyn. So more of your cardiac and that type of hospital with those needs for the heart. It is renowned throughout the country, so a great spot and very popular out here as well. One of the best trauma hospitals that's in Nassau County is Nassau County University Medical Center. That's right off of Hempstead Turnpike, and it's just outside of East Meadow. And again, this is if you're in a car accident or if you're in some sort of bad traumatic incident. That is one of the best hospitals around the country to actually go for and get care. Another big one is Huntington Hospital at Northwell Health. And you'll notice a lot of the hospitals here are Northwell affiliated. There's tons of benefits. So if you're someone that works at the hospital, maybe you're a resident or a nurse or a doctor, there's tons of benefits throughout Long Island where you can actually get discounts on groceries, get discounts on movie tickets, and many other features if you're affiliated with that hospital. So it may even help you if you're looking for jobs and relocating of hospitals to actually check out Northwell, because there is a ton that they offer for their employees. We know this to be fact over the years. Another big one is Stony Brook Hospital. This is out in Stony Brook and kind of like the northeast sector of Long Island. That's a very good hospital, known for really great care of their patients. I'll give you 2 more here. You have Plainview Hospital at Northwell Health. That's another Northwell affiliated hospital, very good. It's North Shore LIJ, so Long Island Jewish is some of the better known hospitals affiliated with Northwell. Absolutely, you could check these out online. We'll leave some links down in the description below as well. Last one I would give you is the Mount Sinai Nassau Hospital in Oceanside. So Mount Sinai is a town in Long Island. It's far east, but Mount Sinai Hospital University is actually in Oceanside. It's very well known for its care. It's on the south shore of Nassau County.
Number 8, diversity. So some of you guys may have heard this, but New York, specifically Long Island, is a melting pot. You can find any type of cuisine you want out there. It's so diverse. There's a lot to do. From your Chinese food to your Mexican food to your Israeli food, there's so many options out there for you to choose from. And not to mention, all of this is in a 1 mile or less radius. So no matter where you are, there's always something to find or do. And that's the great thing about moving to Long Island, is the fact that you have everything, sometimes even within walking distance if you're in towns where all the stores are very close by.
Number 2 on the list is your water activities. Guys, we wouldn't be an island if we weren't surrounded by water. But which water does what? What is it good for? It's very important to know the difference. So here we have the Long Island. Now, I'll get my pen out. This is the Long Island Sound. Okay, see it's even labeled right here. This is the North Atlantic Ocean. So if we pinch out, I mean, a lot of earth, okay, off of the South Shore. In the North Shore, this is mainly just a cove, you see. So when you're up here, the waters are a lot calmer. There's not too many jet skis and speedboats flying on that Long Island Sound. It's very calm. So what you'll see is a lot of sailing, parasailing, a lot of peaceful activities down there. People flying kites, enjoying really just the scenic views. I mean, you have New Haven, Bridgeport, Milford, Norwalk, Stamford, all across that sound. So it's really nice, relaxing views to take in. A lot more classical, a lot more ambiance, and just sort of a relaxing environment. So that's what those are good for. Usually, typically, your very classy outdoor restaurants are great in this area. But if you go to the South Shore, this is your party station, your adrenaline station coming off of the Atlantic Ocean here. This is wide open. So that's where you're going to see kind of like just the open ocean, guys. I mean, people will be speeding out there on their boats, on their jet skis. There is no speed limit, okay? And if you come out far enough out here, this becomes international waters. So you do want to be careful, make sure you have your radar in mind. If you are someone that takes boats out there, you're in touch with the Coast Guards, know your limits when you're out in these waters. But really, that's the idea, is that this is the more free ocean on the South Shore. So people doing a lot more different adrenaline type activities. Something to keep in mind if you're going to be partying out there. And way off to the east end, you've got your Montauk. This is the very tip of Long Island. You have East Hampton, okay, and again, North Atlantic Ocean. So this is where you'll tend to see, if any reports of like shark sightings or whale sightings, dolphins. They happen out here, just off of the tip. So pretty cool stuff, and something to keep in mind if you're going to be someone that hangs out at the ocean.
And last but not least, number 1, the weather or the seasons, right? So in New York, and specifically in Long Island, you may have heard that we have summer, spring, winter, and fall. Lately, what we're finding is during the winter months, it hasn't been snowing as much lately. So you don't have to worry about that too much, although we will get that typical 1 or 2 snowstorms throughout the year. As we move into, let's say, the spring, you're going to find the weather around I would say the 50 to 60 degree mark. And then as we go to the summer, we can hit as high as 90 degrees, which is great for going to the beach and relaxing and enjoying. Of course, it's going to affect how you dress. You're going to want to have a home with a closet for the winter months as well as the summer months. A lot of our clients do that so they don't have to constantly swap up their clothing and put them packed away in the attic. That's always something we recommend. That way you can have them grab and go. Keep in mind also, right, with the changing in weather, your utility bills may fluctuate up or down. If you do own a home, it is going to go up higher, a few $100s higher than it would, let's say, a condo. Me, myself, I personally live in a condo, and with the condo, I'm seeing total about $70 to $80 a month with my utilities. And in the summer months, they might be $90 to $100. All right, guys, so thanks for listening to our 10 reasons why you should move to Long Island. I think if you are prepared and you listen to what we have to say about these topics, you'll be well prepared and equipped to come here, ready to rock and roll, ready to look for your home. As always, if you have any questions, send us an email, send us a text, write it in the comments. More importantly, reach out to us anytime. Tell us what you need. We got the keys.